think one of the most interesting things about media convergence would be how people use like Twitter and YouTube to sort of report the news.
What we're talking about is how people connect, how they communicate or receive information.
The news would combine like the audience to sort of report the news to people, especially things like something Larden's death that was reported first on Twitter and then to the BBC like, news sites.
Basically what's happened is everything's been digitized, so all of our communications have become broken down into ones and zeros, digital bits and bytes. And what that allows us to do is to have converging technologies.
I have not yet been home tonight.
There's this thing called a Kindle that enables you to read books digitally, because before you could kind of go to a bookshop like W. Smith and buy books, but nowadays people kind of use that to download. More convenient really, and it saves time, like for you going to the shops, actually buying a book where you can just download it and then just touch screen it and then just read it that way.
I've seen lots of people remix stuff on YouTube, especially with the interview with sheen.
Winning, whenever I'm a total freaking rock star from Mars. Baby, come on bro, I got talking blood.
I've done a bit of remixing of songs before, just on the computer. Since I got my new computer, it came with a program that allowed you to do a bit of DJing and mixing a song.
A few of my friends do different remixes. They make like spoofs of different films and they'll make a different version of it on the internet and put it onto the internet. They get like millions of views and it was really, really, really good.
Hello, my name's Louis Chadwick, I'm a radio presenter, and I've always thought radio is an incredible medium. It's one of the first mediums really where people can really connect with something.
You know, the average person listens to 20 hours of radio a week. That's a lot of time spent with one medium.
I think radio is actually growing as a business, and I think creativity in radio is getting a lot better if you listen to some of the things happening in the radio world over the last couple of years.
People are listening to the radio. If you got a great message, you can get them to act. You know, there's applications now for local radio stations on telephones, iPhone, and the Droid phone.
Radio 1's catchphrase, or their slogan they've just introduced a couple of months ago, listen, watch, share. They've really targeted their audience and they're exploiting it really well in the fact that their listeners, people aged 15 to 35, will share content. And if Radio 1 have the creativity to produce really good stuff, then there's an infinite number of people that can see it. It can go viral on social networks. It's fantastic. So in that respect, it's thriving.
Biometrics is basically the measurements of your physical outputs, so heart rate, sweat secretion, blood pressure, and they're all those three different areas are all measured, put together and measured to look at stress levels, how worried you are, your emotional status, and this kind of technology has always been seen in for many years in the likes of lie detectors. So you can incorporate that into gaming technologies, so you can incorporate some of the technologies into a handheld controller, and in doing so you could have the biometric controller measuring your sweat secretion, for example, and your heart rate, your blood pressure, and then the output through that could actually affect the overall gameplay. If you're stressed, your health in the game might fall quicker, or you might be less accurate whilst aiming with a gun. And so, yeah, you could use biometrics incorporated into gaming for a more interactive experience rather than running around with a controller.